911, what's your emergency?
You have to help us. He's bleeding. Oh my God, Sam!
Miss, please calm down. Please state the nature of your emergency.
There's been a crash. They're hurt. You have to help them.
We're dispatching units to your location. Please stay on the line until they arrive.
In a world where regrets are common,
I was ignorant to a lot of little things that nearly cost me my life.
I was scared with a lot of emotions running through me.
When I tell people I'm a survivor, they need to know what made it possible.
Welcome to the Dr. Vine Show, a podcast for people of all ages, highlighting and discussing health and well-being in grand style.
Welcome to this brand new episode. We shall have an overview of coronavirus. Throughout history, microorganisms have been the companion of humans, a constant companion. Infectious diseases have come to be a constant in the world of humans, with nearly every era affected by one outbreak or another. Today it is COVID-19. First officially recognized in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. No disease has put so much fear and anxiety in humans in this modern era in such a short period of time. Humans have witnessed bubonic plagues that killed over 200 million lives. Then came the smallpox, then the great plagues of the 17th and 18th centuries, cholera, the Spanish flu, the Russian flu, the Asian flu, the Hong Kong flu, HIV/AIDS, SARS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and as recent as the West African Ebola outbreak in 2014. A word of hope. Just as humans survived all this, the human race shall also survive to tell the story of COVID-19. And so shall you. From the current statistics on COVID-19, less than 10% of people infected die, while a huge number of the rest go on to recover and continue to live to fight another day. Hopefully not another outbreak in this 2020 or in near years to come. In fact, just as China was recovering from the coronavirus and the world was starting to have a bite of it, the Chinese news outlets reported news of another virus claiming lives, the hantavirus. Thankfully, it fizzed away as the cold weather of the winter season was giving rise to spring. The COVID-19 pandemic is the global health crisis of our time. Every continent has reported at least one case, except Antarctica. This started when a group of patients with pneumonia of unknown origin was observed and being treated in Wuhan, China. On January 7, 2020, a new coronavirus strain was isolated from these patients. The virus was called nCoV, meaning novel coronavirus, until February 11, 2020, when it was renamed SARS-CoV-2 by International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. These patients presented with symptoms such as fever, cough, sore throat, breathing difficulty, which have now been recognized as the classical symptoms of COVID-19. The virus attaches to human cells of the respiratory tract, with their many spikes on its surface, and bind with high affinity to the angiotensin-converting enzyme 2 receptor on human alveolar type 2 cells in the lungs. This attachment causes the virus to release its RNA into infected cells, where it is replicated into new viral proteins. So, infected cells can produce 100 to 1,000 virions per day. Two factors helped the rapid spread of the coronavirus in Wuhan, China. A city with a population of 11 million people meant person-to-person transmission was inevitable. Also, the transportation system of the city, one of the busiest, connecting to a lot of locations, meant cases could also spread out of Wuhan. With the ability of the virus to be transmitted by droplets, speaking to an infected person not masked, being in an airspace close to an infected person coughing or sneezing is another easy route through which it can be spread. Is 14 days an adequate time frame for the virus to fully develop? No one can rightly say. But what we have seen is that it affects people of above 50 years and persons with chronic illnesses like cancer, diabetes, and many others due to decreased or low immune systems. Data from patients have shown lymphopenia in 70% of patients, prolonged prothrombin time, elevated liver enzymes, AST and ALT, elevated lactate dehydrogenase, and a raised C-reactive protein. CT scans of chest have shown ground glass opacities at lateral side of chest wall in more than 90% of cases. Non-medical personnel can also benefit from knowing these laboratory values. With this recent view and understanding of coronavirus, we shall proceed further in the forthcoming episodes and dive more into the details of this coronavirus and COVID-19. Stay safe, stay protected.
You are listening to the Dr. Vine Show, the most educative show on the